Hello, hello. I am Janice Carney, the secretary at Michael Rogers Tax and Accounting. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Josh Echols from the Talented nonprofit organization, which is a mentorship program that'll be launching in the fall to help our at-risk young males.
Thank you for having me today, Janice. I
Of
appreciate it.
course. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
So tell us about your nonprofit.
Like you said, it'll be focusing on mentorship, and that's something that I'm passionate about. Something that I have um, benefited from for years. I was just talking to one of my unofficial mentors, Mike Rogers, as everyone knows, and just how much seeking out guidance from, I guess, in particular, older Black males, right,
Absolutely.
can assist in shaping, I guess, our legacy moving forward as Black people, in particular in the Hampton Roads area. So that's kind of what I'm passionate about, and that's what the program is looking to accomplish.
So, what brought on the idea for you to start mentoring Black males, or is it something that happened in your life? Is it what brought this entire thing on?
Like I said, growing up, I had some challenges. Well, I didn't say that, but growing up, I had some challenges. But what I noticed, the difference between me and some of my peers was the access that I had to strong Black males, my father, uncles, men in the church,
Mm,
um, coaches playing sports. So I really realized how much that shaped once I started reflecting on things, I realized how much that shaped my whole experience. And I'm still working, still trying to progress, but I've been able to do some things that I think have been pretty successful. So I kind of that's just my way of giving back. So.
nice. So, is there like a turning point in your life or anything that said, "Hey, this is what I want to do. Like, I just want to stop everything and launch this." Like, what was the turning point, or what?
Experience. Oh yeah, so I attended Virginia Tech. Graduated in 2007. That
Nice.
was my super senior year. I took a victory lap, 5 years out there. Learned a lot while I was out there. Um, I will say this about Virginia Tech. Any Black males thinking about going to Virginia Tech, please come and talk to me just about the challenges that go on out there. I will say this: you have to go out there and you'd have to create your own space. There's not a space for us there.
Wow.
But respect to the university and respect to all the things that I learned while I was there.
Right.
Um, I did. I faced quite a few challenges, a cultural adjustment. Honestly, they had to send my ass home one time, just because I wasn't ready. My mind wasn't ready, just to be out there, somewhat in isolation.
Right.
But you get there, you have to make your space, and then you have to find your community at the same time. And I already mentioned I'm an alpha, so that was huge for me, and I was able
Yeah.
to connect with mentors out here. So kind of just tying back to the same thing and the value of mentorship. So I was able to go out there, find community, find assistance. And many times if you're not seeking it out, you don't know that it's there. Came out of school, like many of us do, hit the corporate scene pretty heavy. But I kind of felt like I was chasing my tail a bit in that space.
Mm.
And honestly, I didn't feel comfortable in that space. And I think not recently, but I always knew that I wanted to step out and do my own thing. Um, and kind of now there's no better time. So that's my thoughts
Absolutely.
on that.
As you guys are mentoring these young males, what are you gonna heavily focus on, or what do you hope to bring out of these young males? What do you hope that they learn from you all?
Right. So the focus of the program will be mental health, job readiness, and
Nice.
anti-violence, anti-gang prevention type of thing. So yep. So that's what the programming will be centered around for the mentorship.
And how will you guys go about recruiting? Do you already have some young males in mind? Have you guys been networking in the communities? How will you guys go about getting clientele?
Absolutely. So I actually work alongside my younger brother, Jonathan Echols.
Okay.
He actually works in the Hampton school system.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I mean, and I work in the community. I've been serving as a counselor for the last 15 years. So it's kind of a plug and
Nice.
play type thing. We already have many relationships in the community. The nonprofit is called The Talented, but my brother and I have been working. on our music company for the last probably 7 years, and we call that the 10th music. So if you kind of put the two together, you can find the talented 10th, which is derives from W.E.B. Du Bois's work, the talented
Nice.
10th.
Hey, come on down to Mike Rogers, where we handle all your tax and accounting needs. 618 Aberdeen Road, Hampton, Virginia. Just relax, we'll do your tax. Are you mentoring right now? Like, do you have any special children that you kind of use it as your kind of like a trial and error? This is what I want to try and things like that to see if
Right.
it works.
So I mean, I've worked in the community, like I said, as a counselor for the last 15 years. So in part, I've been doing that on an individual level, but
Right.
as I've grown older and some of the things that I've learned while being in the field, I feel like I can put it in a program format and have a larger impact instead of just more of a one-on-one thing. So that's the thought process behind that.
Which I think is pretty cool because I too work in schools. And one of the things, even not just for young guys, I noticed that a lot of our young girl students look up to male role models because it's something that unfortunately we just don't see. A lot of students are one parent households, and 9 times out of 10, it's more than likely missing the male figure. So when they see males doing great work or doing things like you're doing, it makes them gravitate towards the male kind more. And sometimes, of course, from the outside looking in, people are saying, you shouldn't work with young people. But I think that what you're doing has the potential to spiral and go beyond just you working with males because it's needed.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, just to kind of build upon your point, it is important for us to be in these spaces, like you said, the schools, just strong black male figures in particular, just for our kids to just see that, because I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but we're under attack and have been under attack for some time.
Absolutely.
Not only black men, but just our people in general. And so this is kind of a conscious effort. Okay, now that we know, okay, we can identify and say that we have some things working against us. But now the question becomes, what are we doing to combat that? One of the benefits of mentorship is that it works both ways. And so one instance in particular, I had a young man that had suffered the loss of 3 loved ones due to gun violence. And at that same time, I was going through some challenges with my family as well. And what I realized is that during that time period, our relationship kind of helped both of us to elevate. So I said all that to say that mentorship is a two-way process if you're truly dedicated to it, right? One, you're able to provide guidance on things that you've already seen, but then at the same time, the people that you're working with or your mentee is also able to tell you the things that are coming from your rear, you know what I mean, that you may not be able to see because the world is ever changing.
Absolutely. So do you have one particular success story where it like made you super proud to see end results, where there was one child or mentee that you saw the change that was like, wow, it's completely evident?
Yeah, actually, that young man that I was just speaking about that had lost 3 close family members to gun violence. He's a sophomore at Old Dominion now.
Nice.
Heritage graduate, just like yourself.
Nice. That means he's going to do great things.
Absolutely. And so, that out of all my time working with young people, that's probably, I'm not going to say that is my proudest moment, but that is a moment that I can really look to and quantify, because many times with mentorship, and that's the other thing about mentorship, is many times you want instant results, but the thing about mentorship is also patience and sowing seeds. So many of the things that you're saying now, right, might not take action immediately, but you are planting that seed, and that is the importance of mentorship.
So have you followed uh, along with all of your mentees, like when they no longer become mentees, or I guess they will forever
Yeah.
be mentees, but when they go on to their next stages in life, do you keep in touch? Do you check on them? Do you have ongoing relationships when
Yeah, well,
your work is done?
absolutely. So, not all of them, right? Of course, because I've worked with so many people over the years, but
Right.
anyone that is obviously found value in our relationship and wants to continue those things, yeah, I definitely stay in touch with those people. But as you know, I'm constantly now I have the next group of guys that I'm
Right.
working with. So and the program isn't changing, you know.
Amazing takeaways. Um, and so for your upcoming program, do you guys have a time limit of like, is it some people have 6-week programs, 8-week
Mhm.
programs, or you can't exceed this amount of time. Do you have time limits, or is this just until they age out of your program?
So we'll be focusing on young men from the ages of 10 to 17.
Okay.
Um, the program will ever be evolving. The programming will um, be evolving. I guess one of my I played sports growing up, but the best coaches, right? They adjust their system to their personnel. And
Mm,
so that's my thought process of the mentorship program. I can have all these ideas that I think will be effective in how we should do things, but I really
absolutely.
have to be tapped into the needs of the people that I'm serving. So that's, yeah.
So if your 17-year-olds, because sometimes it takes certain youth a while to get a grip on things. So do you see yourself like opening it up for, like 18 to 21 or something like that, if personnel permits, or if
Mhm.
the program and funding and things permits you to do so?
Well, the thought process is if the program is truly effectively working, right? Those guys that should be transitioning out at the age 17, they'll also have the opportunity to now come
To
back and
come back.
serve their communities.
Once your taxes done right, you gotta come see Mike.
My day begins at 9 o'clock when I enter the building. My administrative assistant is normally here, so
My name is Latanya. I help Mr. Rogers prepare the tax documents.
I don't know what we would do without her. Mr. Dale has been my client for about a little over 6 years. He's been a real estate investor for a little over 50 years.
He's as good to work with as anybody I've ever worked with.
Cornelius and Leah have been a client of mine a little over a year now. Between the two of them, they have 5 businesses.
Mike, he's real easy to talk to, down to earth. He doesn't make things complicated.
Real estate agents and entrepreneurs run their own business. Here at Mike Rogers Tax and Accounting Services, LLC, we all say, just relax and we'll do your tax.
Call Michael Rogers Tax and Accounting, 757-224-7001.